Alright, so here's my homemade fly trap. It's officially set up. I did put some fly tape here on the outside, but the way it's set up, you got a 50-gallon drum with a lid. Around the outside, I've got 3 of these ports going to the inside, and they are 2 inches. On the top, you got a piece of plexiglass or a piece of translucent plastic that you can see through it, and that's going to allow light to penetrate through and heat up our bait and make it stink more. On the inside, you can see the elbows that go to the outside, and you can also see that I've got a 10-inch drop on each one. Across the top of the barrel, we have a couple screws with a wire going across, and in an onion bag, I have some old ham and half of a rainbow trout, which I really hated to get rid of. But cattle are important to me, and I don't want any more eye issues than I got, so there you go. I dedicated my rainbow trout. In the bottom, we've got a little bit of water, about 2 inches, and instead of adding dish soap, I put a couple drops of basic H in there just because it's concentrated, and it ought to do a better job at killing the flies. So the way it's going to work is these flies, they're going to land on here or go in the hole because they're going to smell the stink of the bait. They're going to go in. They're going to fly right up to this light that they're going to see coming through, and they're going to be stuck. After a period of time, they will either bake from the sun and fall to the bottom and drown, or they'll go to the bait for a period of time and then fall and drown. But either way, the option is drowning or death. So that's what we're hoping will help with the flies. I just put this tape on here just minutes ago when we've already got 50. Crazy. So we'll see. Time will tell. Okay, it's about 4:30 in the afternoon, and I just showed up to do some weed eating. You can see that there is some flies flying around the herd. But what really impressed me, and the reason I am wanting to show this additional part of the video, is the response to the fly trap sitting just right there. Now, I'm going to pause it while I walk over there, but when I get over there, I think you're going to be really impressed by how many flies that thing is drawing to it. Now they seem to have picked the port that's in the shade. Well, no. Now you'll see some flies coming back out. Those ones haven't made the drop all the way inside the barrel. Once they get out of that pipe, they have a hard time finding their way back. Okay folks, I've been using this fly trap for about 5 days now. I just moved it from the pasture that we've been in the last few days to where the cows are now. Currently they're hiding clear down at the far end and the shade line. But what I want to do this morning is, believe it or not, open that stinky thing and see what the inside's looking like. And I want to share those results with you today. Okay, so we're going to take off this ring, and once this lid's off, I'm probably going to pass out from the smell, but we're going to find out. Look at all them dead flies. God, the smell is horrendous. Look at that. Fly larva. God, I ain't gonna lie to you folks. That smells like green death. Oh my goodness. I think we'll put that back on. Anyway, the way this will work is I won't have to keep baiting it. You see my onion bag in there. That's got a piece of rainbow trout and some old ham in it. In the future, I won't have to continue to bait that because there is flies in the bottom that are dead. These flies that you see flying around out here are going to be lured in by the smell of the dead flies. So you just keep that cycle going now that you've actually got dead flies in there. So from the way I understand this, about once a month, I'm going to take a 5-gallon bucket and I'm going to scoop the majority of those out of the bottom and discard them. Now, like I said, you do want to leave some of them in there. It's like a fine yeast. You just keep reusing it and reusing it and reusing it. So what you're going to do is keep some of them, a small portion of those dead flies in there, and that will be your bait. Now, as you can see, this fly tape on the front or the outside, it's not really necessary because you're wanting the flies to go to the inside so you can trap them. But at the same time, if they want to land on that sticky paper before they go in there, that's fine by me too. Just looking around the outside here, and I haven't changed these ones for a couple days, so what you see is a couple days worth of fly catching just on the outside. Even got a granddaddy longleg. Oh, he's not stuck. Now, I haven't seen anything stuck on here that I don't want to, except for I did take a small little 6-inch piece and put around one of my posts at the house for my cattle, and I seen a honeybee stuck on there. I didn't like that, but that's the only one I've seen, was just the one honeybee. Now, I did the same procedure up here with this cattle, or these cattle, and took the top of a post, wrapped some tape around it, and later that evening I returned to a bunch of about 6 feathers from a golden finch stuck to it. The next day after that, I returned and caught, look at that, and caught the golden finch landing on top of the post, leaning over and eating the flies off the paper. When it stood back up, its tail feathers were getting stuck on the far side of the post in the sticky paper. I thought that was kind of funny, that the golden finch was using the fly tape as its buffet, but hey, help yourself. We just want them gone.